you know, it's good to see them have fun. I thought, defensively we played much better on third down, which helped us a lot. I think probably far and away our best game on third down defensively. We scored once on defense. Uh, Thought both quarterbacks threw the ball well at times. I know we had one pick there in the fourth quarter there, but we don't need. But I thought we created some explosive plays offensively. It was good to see. I thought Toby done a nice job kicking the ball. Not to ever kicked in a game before, so that was good for him. We played a lot of guys, played a lot of young guys. It was good to see some of those young backs at the end of the game. Thought we got a lot of pressure on the quarterback on defense and at least affected him. I don't know how many times we sacked him, but we got him off the spot and got him moved around. Um, the probably the most disappointing part in the game to me is we've been a really good team this year without having penalties, and unusual we had live ball penalties. So I got a couple of holding calls and two blocking the backs, all really in one drive there. So, but I'm glad to see our guys get a chance to have some fun and finish a game. And we've got one more opportunity, and our guys are thankful for that.
Questions? We'll start with David Pascal, and then we'll go to David Oven.
Jeremy, can you talk about the decision to replace Harrison with JT in that first half? I guess it was right after the turnover, but it was also after Harrison had gotten out to a 7-for-7 start. Was that a planned deal there?
Well, no, we kind of went with a feel for it there. Let me tell you, Harrison's not going to do anything but improve, right? And that on the fumble there, lots of things that he needs to work on is not knowing what to do or where to go with the ball. It's how fast that he plays, and that's normal for a guy that's going into this league. So we had a plan to play JT because he's played really well last week, and just to see how he would do this week. We thought he did well. We decided to go back with Harrison at halftime and gave them both opportunities. But they're both young players, and the one thing that they missed, with fall camp is the opportunities to play in live situations. And the way the season started early, it didn't work out that way. So we're giving them both opportunities.
Jimmy, when you look at, you kind of mentioned some of the preseason stuff, but what did you feel like Harrison and JT have done over the last few weeks to sort of earn that and become the guys that are playing the most right now for you guys?
Well, for Harrison, it's just opportunity. I mean, he based off the circumstances of our fall camp, he got no chances. Just nothing he had control over. So we wasn't going to put him in a situation where he didn't have a chance to have success. So that's the one thing JT did get a lot of opportunities in fall camp. He didn't hardly have the same circumstance, but so with the extra practices and the extra reps and really having these 2 or 3 off weeks during the season has given both of them an opportunity. So it's hard to go play at a high level at quarterback, right? If you don't get a chance to take a lot of reps, and when I say that, just the circumstances of having so many guys out just didn't give them opportunities as much.
What was kind of preventing JT from getting those game opportunities early in the season?
Well, we were playing another quarterback.
We'll go to Wes Rucker, then Austin Price.
Jeremy, with Velus, producing a lot more the past couple of weeks, has he just, gotten more comfortable out there or just gotten more in a rhythm with the offense? And are you still hopeful you can, convince him to come back next season?
Well, I think there's probably a lot to that. Velus got here at mid-year, but only with 2 practices. That didn't help him, obviously. In the way fall camp was for a lot of those guys, really it didn't give us a great opportunity offensively, especially in the throw game, to create chemistry. But again, with the extra time, it's helped with Bayless, and you see him gaining more confidence. And he's more than just a return guy and a rocket sweep guy. He's a guy that's developing, you know, into a good route runner and catching some balls down the field that can create explosive plays. Catching some contested balls. He's done it the last couple of weeks.
Coach, talk about the play that Bryce Thompson made there in the first half. I mean, it was pretty heck of an athletic play there, and just what kind of a momentum kind of switching play was that? And then what did you see out of some of your younger guys tonight? Beckwith got in there at the end. Callaway had a catch. Key Lawrence made a nice play on a slant. What did you continue to see out of some of those young guys?
Well, first off, Bryce pulled his hamstring last week, and it's happened to a couple of guys, just the start part of it. So that's why he only played on third down. I thought it was a really good call by Coach Ansley there, and we got pressure. Quarterback got out of the pocket. We had the next guy that was there, so Bryce made a great play, and there was 2 or 3 blocks there that helped him get in the end zone.
All right, we'll go to Blake and then Gustavo.
Jeremy, how important do you think this victory tonight was for you and your tenure here?
Well, the wins and losses are really, the losses are about me, and the wins are about the players. I didn't play any plays tonight. These guys went out there and worked hard, and they've worked hard all week. It's good to see them get a chance to be on top. So, I thought our coaches have done a really nice job keeping them kind of moving in the right direction. We've got a really young team, and these guys, the way they practice and compete, they're gonna continue to improve and get better. It's one thing about it. Nobody wants this to be their last game at Tennessee. I'm talking about players. They want to play. They want to play for a long time. So as long as we keep having games, it gives them an opportunity to improve as a football player.
Gustavo, are you there? All right, we'll go to Jimmy Hines.
Jeremy, your run defense was really good against Florida, and then that looked like it carried over to Vanderbilt. What's been the key there?
Well, I feel like for the most part this year, we've had pretty good run defense. You want to eliminate the explosive plays. Obviously, that's when people start getting chunk plays on you, it runs up in a hurry. I think a lot of that, everybody always talks about run defense being the defensive front. I believe, to me, if you want to be really good in run defense, the secondary's got to be involved in how you fit from the third level. The runs that pop out there, if something gets messed up, it needs to be a 7-yard gain, not a 17-yard gain. So we had a couple of them, like right before the half, we had a mistake there. Had the ball bounce out and should have been playing zone, and we had a guy running with a guy man-to-man. It ended up giving them an opportunity to score before the half.
Jeremy, also, I thought that your pressure on Kenny Seals was really consistent throughout the game, maybe more so than any game this year. What was the key to that?
Well, they stayed behind the chains a lot in the game, so it's a lot easier to create pressure. If they're going to throw the football. The scoreboard dictated a lot of that probably too. And I thought our guys up front, they continue to work. We've not finished. We got the guy off the spot a few times, but finishing on sacks, we've got to improve there. But we did affect the quarterback.
We'll go to Gentry Estes and then back to David Oven.
Yeah, Jeremy, you've talked about, young team gaining confidence over the course of the season. Did you see that play out in this game, after Bryce's touchdown? It just seemed like, maybe a weight was lifted. You guys started playing real well after that point.
Well, I thought defensively the first 2 drives, they were like -9 yards, right? And then they got a 3rd and 10, and they check, and we don't check. We should have killed and don't. and gave them an easy first down, and then they kind of made some first downs, ended up scoring a touchdown there. We're playing 3 deep zone. We don't get the middle of the field. So can't do that. I thought after that we settled down and played. They had the one. They made a play, right? They threw the 9 route on Alante. He's got good coverage. Kid made a good throw and a good catch. That's going to happen in this league. We stopped them. They kicked a field goal. Other than that, I thought until the drive there, and that was the fourth quarter there, had a couple of chances there, had 2 penalties, and then had a ball go right through her hands. So I thought defensively we played pretty good.
Jeremy, why the fake punt there? And was that the same design as what you guys ran last week? And also, if you have an assessment of Paxton Brooks's arm, I'm curious as well.
Well, I know these guys think that we're never going to run these things. A lot of these things we've worked on forever. And it was just the play that we thought would be there at the right time. So we called it. Paxton, we done a nice job blocking up front. They actually, it wasn't, they had a block on, so Henry had to find his way through there. And Blakely done a nice job protection, and Paxton put it on him. So it was a good play. We didn't get any points out of it, but it's a good play. I tell you what it did, it changed field position.
Mike Wilson, then Trey Wallace.
Yeah, Jeremy, is there an element of playing both JT and Harrison that's just kind of an early audition for next year? I mean, does that factor in at all to when you're rotating those guys in, getting a look at both?
Well, when we decided to go with Harrison and JT, and Brian got hurt tonight. He made a nice run down there. We're looking for the future, right? We kind of stayed the course through the season, and the way the stop and start and getting these guys caught up a little bit gives us an opportunity. So, just felt like it's the right thing to do. Just looking at how they practice and perform, it's not a whole lot of difference in any of them, really. So, getting the opportunity that means a lot for these guys to get some live action.
Trey?
Jeremy, how would you assess your secondary tonight? It looked like on TV, maybe you would know, maybe a couple busted coverages at times, but do you think they played up to standard tonight, and how would you assess them?
No, there was only one busted coverage. It wasn't busted. I mean, when we play middle field coverage, we try to cheat the middle field safety and get him involved in the run. So he's got to do a nice job with his eyes, reading uncovered linemen. And, we had a young kid made a mistake, and he'll learn from it, right? I mean, it was this past week, probably 4 or 5 snaps in a row. I'm standing back there with him in the back, just looking at the center or looking at the guard, just so you can kind of cheat it a little bit. I mean, it don't do you any good to go back there and play 40 yards deep in the middle of the field and they're running the football, right? But it don't do you any good when they're throwing the ball not to have a middle field safety. So there's a fine line, and we pride ourselves in coaching this, and we got to do a better job to coach them up so we don't have that happen.
We'll go to Cliff and then Blake.
Yeah, Coach, just wanted to know your thoughts on what Sarah Fuller did for Vanderbilt today, and just your thoughts on seeing that history being made.
Well, I think it's awesome. I said earlier in the week, having a daughter this past year, just the opportunity that Sarah Fuller has probably created for other young ladies that maybe want to follow that path one day. She done a fantastic job on the soccer team here at Vanderbilt. She's obviously a winner. And she walked out there and kicked it right through, so just think it says a whole lot about her and, really kind of her fortitude to be brave enough to go do this. I think it says a whole lot about her.
Blake?
Jeremy, I also wanted to ask about the fake punt. What made you go with Henry To'oTo'o as the target on that play?
Well, he's on our punt team, so that's something we've been working on for a long time, a couple of years since we got here. just felt like this was the time to use it. Felt like it was there.
But I mean, has he showed to have good hands in practice? Or, because you also got, other guys on punt team, I'm sure that can catch passes. Why did you think he would be the guy?
Well, I mean, he's the personal protector. So if we're going to run that play, I didn't want to change people. But Henry played tailback in high school. He's got as good a hands as anybody on the team.
Couple more. We'll go to Gustavo. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Gotcha, Gustavo.
Oh, my, internet went down. But what I want to ask you, Coach, is last week, putting the pressure on the quarterback, one of the issues, and tonight I feel like that was the biggest improvement of the team. Do you feel this way, the defense stepping in, putting pressure on the quarterback, even scored some touchdowns and intercept was the biggest improvement throughout the week?
Well, we did get some pressure. I think some of it had to do with us. I think some of it may have had to do with, that quarterback we played last week. I think he's in his 5th year in college. This young man that's playing tonight's in his 1st year. Whether we want to admit it or not, most of the time in this sport we get better the longer we play. So this young man tonight's going to be a fine football player in this league. He's already doing a really nice job. So I think it probably went both ways.
And how is the environment in the locker room after a win? You guys haven't won in 2 months, and go to the locker room in a win. How is the environment?
Well, it was pretty nice. It's good to see some smiles on some guys' faces. I just think it says a whole lot about our locker room. I mean, these guys are hanging in here, and they work hard in school. I mean, this week in academics, finishing up finals are really the last 2 weeks. We had, 14 or 15 guys that were in quarantine that didn't get to practice but wanted to play. I mean, these guys have sacrificed a whole lot to do something that they love to do. And I'm glad they got rewarded for it tonight.
All right, thank you. We have players outside waiting. We'll have them here shortly.
Thank y'all.